tanky, so she just wants heroes to sit in front and act like a wall almost, and she's also part of that wall.
Yeah, you're a very tanky. It's weird. You're like super fragile early, and then you get, what, 1 or 2 items, level 4 mana shield, and it's like you're the tankiest hero on the map. And it looked like Epileptic Kid, a little shout out as he screams out a "Gaw" for the South American fans.
Nice.
A little shout out to Hector there.
Oh, you got that too?
Yeah, I sure do.
Hopefully that's not on the stream. Sorry guys, got a bit of a feedback coming in through the headsets.
Quite a bit.
Some wub. I'm sure. There we go. Production's on. I don't know what happened there.
Might have been I just touched stuff and it worked, so we're good. And
that's how technology goes.
It does. Just hope it works. And and we've seen this. NIP does this every single game.
NIP?
I want to say.
What?
Oh, they're getting
He
ready.
walked into it.
Seneko didn't stun. All right. I think they wanted to wait him. We've seen NIP does this. Yeah, he did. NIP does this every game. They will sit 4 to 5 on a hill. They've literally every game. I'm not even saying that incorrectly.
Yeah. They're
just going to sit on a hill, and if you run up it, you will die. Luckily, a little bit of a mistake there. Maybe Senego's like, yo, wait for him to run uphill, and Supreme got a little bit antsy there and ran downhill.
Yeah, I guess they were trying to save the stun and only use battery assault, perhaps. But yeah, they were definitely in range of the Shaker there, so surprised.
Yep, and now he will be able to run away as he is just the Earth Shaker with the boots, and Charlie will get the other rune and head down. It looks like bottom, so Clockwork Medusa lane.
Mid Abba. I guess they feel Abba is the hero to play against Queen of Pain in the mid lane. You can, of course, instantly purge off the Shadow Strike with the Aphotic Shield, and with your high base damage, Abaddon, and with Quelling Blade, that is, Abaddon should be able to get good farm here.
I'm curious to see how this Abba levels too, because normally you want to level the shield, but I wonder if he's just using it to take off Shadow Strike, if he might leave it at a lower level so it's less mana, but I'm just curious, because as you said, I have never seen this lane before. Quap versus Abba, the new one, and FN just gets absolutely torn down, but he doesn't care. He just tears Saberlight down, and, well, both heroes are now at 100 HP.
Yeah, FN not going for the Shadow Strike once he sees the Abaddon. I think that's probably the appropriate response here. You're just never going to be able to get anything out of Shadow Strike in this lane, so okay.
Yeah, different lane. We'll have to keep tabs on that one. But up top, it is as well going to be Era. The Clockwork seems to be some sort of tri-lane going on from Prodigy. And then bottom lane, obviously the 2v1, which is good for Medusa. Medusa, sure, the DK probably will farm here. But as Medusa, you're one of those people like, you don't mind denying farm, but you just want to get yours.
Yeah, and I think against the DK, that should be pretty okay. I like the DK first pick, perhaps anticipating this Dusa. I think that's the one thing VPP did really well preparing for the Dusa. Just that physical damage mitigation from the Breathe Fire is really good for a hero like Medusa, who's doing all this split damage where it really adds up.
Well, so far, the last hits, the Queen of Pain and Ab are pretty even, 5-4 versus 5-2. Medusa 5-1 against 6-0, so all the lanes, everyone's just getting what they want. We see this in NA a lot, where like all 3 lanes, all the cores are getting what they want. Normally in Europe, we see like a more suffocating lane, but so far not quite yet.
Yes, everyone seems to be pretty peaceful for now.
What do you think of the Weaver last pick, by the way? Because I know that was like the big one. They kind of wanted like maybe a melee hero to go in and whatnot. Ooh, as they missed that initiation.
Yeah, I think with the Grimstroke, it's a pretty good combo, the Shikuchi with Inkswell, to get in nice and close. Could see some kind of diffusal build. I like Epileptic Kid playing this hero. He's done well on it. He's a lot better, I think, on these more carry, like kind of tempo carries, even the hard carries like his PL, of course, but the one game we saw him kind of struggles when he was playing like a Queen of Pain safe lane.
Yeah, you wanted to see just play a more carry here. Even though Weaver's not the most, it's still a carry hero. Quap is, you got to have a different skill set for that.
So top lane seems to be where the action is. The Shaker, Clockwork matchup always, we've seen Clockwork. I think that's the reason Clockwork's a hero, is just because Shaker is like the top 4 position, or one of the top 4s, which has made Clockwork more value. If not for these Shaker picks, you probably wouldn't see much Clock at all.
Yeah, because we've heard one of the panelists, Peter, does not like this hero at all, but when you do, it's someone like Jakiro, Earthshakers. You just get on top of them, they can't do nothing.
Yep. Yeah, kind of ruin their game a bit.
I feel like this game is going to be, besides top lane, there shouldn't be many kills anywhere. An Abba versus Quap shouldn't have a kill. A DK versus Medusa Venge, nothing there. It's going to be initiation on top. They're looking for Supreme, who's playing the safe lane DP, and that's going to be an easy kill. You get the bugs, you get the block. It's free.
Right, you are. Definitely one of those games as an observer, it's like, all right, just stay on the top lane. I mean, you want to check out the CSing mid every now and then, because there's a lot of harass trade going on mid, but it's not like a theoretically there's not much kill threat until runes come into play. So 4-minute runes coming up, FN going for the fast bottle. Saberlight also has one queued up, so it should be Queen of Pain favored when it comes to the rune control, but that's where NIP are camping runes with supports.
Yep. And yeah, you see it, Seneko, he's already there. Saberlight gonna fight with FN at that top one. Where is it gonna be? It's gonna be the double damage. Saberlight, he'll scoop it up.
Gives him some ult chat.
Nice, and Saberlight, as we've seen in the past, this guy, he's a talker, and I don't mean that in a negative way. It's always good to see people, you know, trash talk a little bit, call an OG pretty easy when they play him, and, you know, you got to back it up, and he's done a very good job on NIP. Top again, they're looking. Epileptic Kid, he gets on top of him with that ink swell, and Save, he'll scoop up that kill.
Easy pickings.
It is. Epileptic Kid, he once again hits Supreme. Why do you think they actually did this? Is DP versus Quap that bad? I know Quap does good, but I didn't think it was, like, game losing.
Yeah, I've seen this matchup go okay for Death Prophet. If Quap ever goes on you too aggressive, you just Spirit Siphon. And yes, you can blink and always break it, but that's why you get multiple charges. I think the key thing is you always want to try have two. Like, you don't want to use all your Spirit Siphon charges at level 1.
Just right away, yeah.
Yeah, the level 1 Spirit Siphon's kind of crappy, so ideally you hit level 3 and have the double Siphon.
Yep. Oh my goodness, Saberlight might actually get it, and that was one more click, and you're dead right there. D-backs out. So do you think they did the ABBA middle to help the ABBA then? Or why? Because you're trying to get an advantage somewhere, and it feels like you haven't. It doesn't feel like top lane is very good for Supreme at all.
They probably looked at. So I think the most important matchup to get was the Dusa, not against Quap or Weaver trialing. So I think the priority number 1 was make sure Dusa has a good lane. Then after that, theoretically, ABBA could be top and DP mid.
But as long as your Medusa is good, NIP's probably happy with that.
Yeah, they probably didn't like the idea of this. Clockwork ABBA lane.
See you later, Seneko. He tries to get out, but the bugs and the ink swell, man, this is so much. But guess what? We have a rotation. It's actually Charlie. This is a Medusa level 5. They trapped in Epileptic Kid. They get the kill. They're going to look for more. It's safe.
5-man top.
Yeah, it
with
sure
a 4-man tip.
Dang. Want to get into their head. And Epileptic Kid, DXXDX, he's definitely embracing the South American memes with the GA and the DX. I love it.
Yeah.
And they end up getting Saberlight middle, though. That is a solo kill for FN. And guess what else he got? A regen rune after he got the kill. So middle lane, all of a sudden it went from even-ish, even in CS, to just CS being one. And, yeah, big lead early now.
Yeah, it looks like Quap just hit level 6 slightly before ABBA did. ABBA was 1 creep away from level 6, so maybe he got greedy and just tried to stick around a bit too long.
Yeah, because if you do somehow bait out that like level 1 Quap ulti with the long cooldown with your ulti, all of a sudden you're in a good spot, but instead it's a complete reversal, and they're even looking saves here again. Only 1 point in the stun with the 1-1-1 build, but he's running up top.
But yeah, very interesting and peculiar move from NIP committing, both the core Medusa TPing top. I guess she wanted to swap lanes anyway, so Charlie's happy to be up here because it seems like he's just going to stick around.
Yep. Ooh, they almost get him. They're still trying to run him down, but the creeps are here, so the Clockwork won't do enough. And yeah, Charlie, he rotates to the hard lane. There's 3 heroes here, but I guess you're closer to the jungle, and maybe you just feel safer up here farming.
Yeah, for sure. 3 points in Snakes, probably full jungle mode soon with the double Wraith Band gloves. He doesn't want to be, Peter mentioned, you don't really want your Dusa being the push delayer. Like, you want your other heroes like your ABBA to be the ones sitting in front of a push and trying to delay it.
And man, it does feel VP.Prodigy. We saw them. They went up by about 2K there, so they're between 1 and 2K. FN, he's pretty much having a free game on this middle co-op. 49 and 14. Highest net worth. Medusa actually is reasonably close to him, so Charlie keeping up. But DM says, well, you want to leave your lane? I will take your tower. And there's going to be the kill. Supreme goes down bottom. Guess what? Grimstroke Weaver again. This really is a pretty damn good combo.
Yeah, this Death Prophet's just having a rough game, and that's where it feels like they haven't really set Supreme up for success. Like, yeah, the mid-quap matchup is tough, but I think you still get the solo XP, and you can always just farm some jungle camps as well, so.
And now the fact you're not even level 6 on your safe lane DP, still half level up, you can't even really pressure a tower. You're just going to be playing from behind now, and that's very scary because he could just die where he's at right now as well with an Earthshaker DK here, so he does need to be careful.
Yeah, that's spooky, losing that top tier 1 this early on, feeling like your team is well and truly on the back foot. Medusa's always going to be just farming far back in the jungle in the safest places possible, but you don't want Death Prophet in that position as well, but that's kind of where Supreme is. Farming jungle camps, afraid to push out the lane, not level 6.
Oh, they will get initiation. It's on Ein. He gets the Inkstoll. Should still go down. There's going to be some stuns flying out, but the right clicks are flying through. They barely get him, and that's going to be a two-man bugs into a three-man ulti from FN. That's a quick kill on the Venge. They're going to get the clockwork as well. FN. Oh my goodness, with the rotation around, and now they're going to turn around for more. Maybe Saberlight did have to pop his ulti. Bug goes off, so he gains his armor back, but he still could very much be in trouble. There's another stun from Earthshaker. There it is. The Blink Scream coming out as well soon, probably. There's a double damage. He needs to see Carol. He gets the shield off. FN could be in a little bit of trouble. The Snake will get the kill. So Charlie gets one.
Yeah, they baited Quap in really nicely there.
Yeah, and there's going to be tip. Even though they're losing this fight, they are still on the tip train right now. Charlie getting run down, shouldn't be in any danger of dying, but Epileptic Kid just wants to threaten his farm, maybe take him down as DM. He's just pushing middle as a DK. This guy's having the freest offlane DK game I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. He's happy. He's level 8, pushing towers.
Soaring. Oof.
Not looking much like an offlaner right now.
Now there's going to be a rotation. That's the problem. It feels like when you have this ABBA, like, what do you get done with it? It just feels you are a frontliner and maybe a purge, but outside of that, if you fall behind, you don't do much.
Yeah, pretty odd hero to put in the mid lane, particularly because with it's not like you access and use those runes really well, so it's just not a typical mid laner in any way.
Oh, and the rune, it is the haste. DM, he'll just deny it.
No siree. Gets another poke in on the mid tier 1 right before the Dragon Form wears off.
But the one here you got to be worried about is now top of the net worth. Medusa farming up this triangle, and even though went from a laning bottom first in a 2v1 lane, went to the top lane rotation, and now just straight into the jungle.
Yep. Charlie, great farmer. This guy knows all the little tips and tricks to stack camps, hit Snake on both camps at once. And yeah, he's going to be staying top of the net worth for at least a little bit, I imagine.
Ooh.
But his teammates not doing so hot.
Yeah, they are not, as the next highest net worth is actually Supreme, who is over Saberlight, and he is pretty far down there, 3,400. In this DP game, you have treads. You just got to get a Ewells and make rotations, or?
Probably. I don't really feel like they've got a 4-man lineup that can go fight.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And push towers. You're just going to feed. If you go try push towers with your 4 heroes while Medusa farms, a Weaver's going to... That's the problem is VPP don't have a greedy hero themselves. All 5 of their heroes will happily go fight. They want fights. They have this Inkswell Weaver combo. So I think all NIP can do is just play a farm game on heroes that maybe don't want to play a farm game.
We see the bottom tower getting pressured in. Saberlight will try to defend it. Epileptic Kid behind the tower, just hitting it though as the siege unit. It's not going to get right click down. The Weaver's willing to tank this. Who's going to get it? Oh, the Radiant, the siege unit. Well played as Charlie denies the middle, so you get a deny, but you just lost 2 towers just like that. You are losing map control quick, and that opens up Charlie's triangle to kind of get invaded, it feels like.
Yep. I think for NIP, the only way they're strong enough to take a fight is, unfortunately, with the Medusa. I think Medusa defending those tier 1 towers and getting gone on is maybe how they have to play this. Once they have Venge 6, so swap in play, they have a lot more capability to kind of bait people like Medusa, so that's probably what we're looking at for NIP. Just sit back, get Vengeance level 6, get Medusa online as soon as possible because she needs to get active.
She does. They will just fall first. Her net worth is going to stay up, but the rest of her teams is just going to slowly trickle behind if they only farm with this. And we'll see, as there are some pings top from the Dire. Not usually the first tower you take, but if it's empty, they thought about it. But save, he is already level 8 on this support shaker. 400 gold away from his Blink Dagger. This is an early Blink.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem when you lose your lanes in all these early towers. It's a lot of gold that adds up going to these supports. So Shaker's got almost the same net worth as the Abaddon, who was kind of a mid laner.
Yeah. Oh, that's rough. And he is going to get that Blink because it doesn't look like they want to engage on him. So it feels like this could spiral. You get that Blink and you win one team fight, this might start spiraling out of control. Because you have a DK, it's not like you don't have building push on the other side.
Yeah, and that's where this first fight Medusa comes to is not the easiest thing in the world. There's a DK who's just going to went for the damage reduction talent. We've seen mostly mana regen, but against Medusa, this damage reduction is nuts. It's what, 50%, 49% damage reduction against Medusa, she doesn't get plus damage. It's all base damage because it's Agi from stats, so she's going to be hitting, split-shotting around for half damage, essentially.
Yeah. Not doing much. She will get her level 12. Doesn't skill the ulti at the same point as we see, but bottom lane, Possibly a fight, and Epileptic Kid, he is just going to go on Supreme immediately, will be shielded up. There's the dunk, they have the blink, he has the Ink Swell as well. See you later, Supreme. Saberlight, you're ulted up, not anymore. This should just be a quick twofer, and that is 2 of your cores just brought down. Quick blink dagger, pushes his game quicker.
Oh, and they're looking for a second one on DM. He's got a blink queued up as well, so they're going to be playing hyper aggressively.
And we talked about this on the van. We love how VPP playing fast seems to win games. Their only loss so far has been to Alliance, and double damage rune gets stolen by Epileptic Kid.
Nice. He just beat Medusa to the rune. Now has it bottled up as well,
so
he can get extra value from it either for a Roshan or more likely they're just going to go for a team fight.
Oh, they're going to hook shot in. NIP,
That's
Era.
brave.
He hits the Ancient Thunderhide, but they do push forward. They want to at least bring down this clock, or DM, pardon me. They will get him.
I like that call.
Will be that, but you get the kill. You need to get something.
Yeah.
And maybe you go for the bottom push. The Exorcism lasts a little bit longer. I doubt all the way to the tower, though.
Really smart of VPP just to let DK die there. I think there's a chance they could take the fight with all 5, and maybe they win it, maybe they don't. But if they lose a fight and lose 3 or 4 heroes, that's like worst case scenario. Now instead, DK is going to respawn. Exorcism is going to be down. They can just take any fight they want. They can take Roshan. They can just go push with DK ulti. They are way stronger than NIP when Exorcism is down.
They will finally get their first tower, which is bottom. Charlie picks it up, and you see him. He is 1,500 gold ahead of the next closest hero on that net worth. So they've got that win condition. The problem is, how do you take those fights, as you say?
Yeah.
Do you have to bait it in and hope you get the save with the Venge? As they push forward, Supreme. Shadow struck up. 4 heroes bottom from Radiant. Only the Weaver up top, just pushing in the tower with that double damage.
It feels like it's going to be a little tricky for Dusa with all these mobile Radiant heroes that can kind of kite her a bit.
Ooh. Stun is going to fly. FN, he could blink forward with that Ink Swell, but doesn't want to commit. Still a little bit nerfed. There's going to be the hook shot. They find the Earthshaker. That's the best possible find. A nice Crypt Swarm from Supreme will bring him down instantly. And now they find the DK just like that. NIP. They turn the game around. This is a 14-minute, like, blink, 2 blinks on multiple heroes on Radiant. They don't care.
Era's just playing like a beast.
Yeah, he is. I love it. I like how he's like, he almost missed that first hook shot, but he didn't. He got in there just aggressively playing. That will be the glyph to slow down the push.
I'm surprised VPP weren't grouped up. With Exorcism down, it felt like that was a big opening for them, but Weaver was just like farming mid lane behind tier 2.
That's a +1 again. Grimstroke's just dead. Do you? There's no way you go high ground, right? Am I crazy?
I think you're crazy.
16, okay, but we'll see.
They have
Maybe
Exorcism
mildly.
in 20. Yeah, I think your timing is more around the 20 to 25 minute mark with Aegis and Deuce's second item, but
like, I wanted to believe.
Yeah.
I want a losing team pushing the high ground at 16 minutes. Could it happen?
Diffusal's picked up. I guess this is why VPP weren't fighting. They were waiting for this Diffusal timing.
Yep. And they got it now. You see Arrow will finally get brought down, but NIP, they bring themselves back in this game. They will lose both supports on the escape.
Yeah, they gave up a lot. I think it was, I mean, in hindsight, probably VPP would definitely be like, yeah, we should have just fought even without Diffusal, just bring the Weaver in, take the fight with Exorcism down.
Yep, Supreme's in trouble. Yep, they have the Diffusal, and he's just dead.
You can see why they wanted to wait, because this Diffusal is just so strong on them.
Yep, and I love it. He gets a triple kill from that. After getting a kill, 2 kills bottom, runs straight to middle, just being as active as possible.
Yep.
Also, a first item Orchid on the Quap, by the way. You don't see that often anymore. Usually a defensive item first, but they really want to play quick. And uh-oh, they will. Saberlight, he has the ultimate. He's going to be up top. He wants to at least get that bug off him, but the minus armor, it starts saying, oh my goodness, they just popped the ult. You're dying, my friend.
You are Echo is necessary.
Well, they just don't like Saberlight. Yeah. It's Saberlight. That's
was
why
anyone
they're like,
else
wait a
like
minute. Yeah. They're like, Charlie, nah, he's good. But they bring him down and back up to a 2K lead. So a couple good engagements from NIP, but VPP, they bring it back in. Like, we're ahead. We don't need to freak out that much.
Yeah. It's a very interesting game with how the double blinks are playing out on VPP's side. They're going to, for the most part, be the aggressors now with a Queen of Pain, Weaver cores. These are heroes that are online ready to fight. And for NIP, their team fight's not too shabby. If they can successfully bait their frontliners, the Death Prophet, the Dusa, and utilize these double saves, both Venge and Abba, you know, it's kind of this game of back and forth where it's just like, how well can NIP use these saves?
And Medusa is now level 15. There's going to be the hook shot. Middle lane, they want to take a fight. Earthshaker blocks him out. And NIP kind of knows where all of Radiant is. They know they're not defending their tower, but they're right behind it. And DM, he will blink forward. That is going to be the Inkswell. Will stun him up again afterwards. No swap back yet, but he doesn't need it. He has the one. He has an Eagle Song already as well, so he is actually doing a lot of damage. This Charlie Medusa is a beast.
Yeah.
Ein is just going to get run down, and with that Grove Bow has the attack range to get that other kill. Charlie might be the end-all be-all here.
Yeah. DK just kind of blinked in and fed.
Yeah,
to
it
be
felt
frank.
because they didn't even have a FN was top that whole time.
No.
That was a 4v5 defense, and they're going to push forward now. They find one. He blinks away. Epileptic Kid here as well. But as we said, the Weaver is pretty good this game. They don't have that much lockdown. Yeah. He's able to just run away, and they defend Roche with just the buyback from Grimstroke.
If you're VPP and you're trying to defend towers, like, one, it's difficult against the saves. Two, you got to do it with at least 5 heroes there. That was like the biggest bluff of VPP of DM's life. He had like, 2-7 or something. He's like, oh, I'm all in. That ain't working.
It does not, and we'll see. VP.Prodigy, they're still up 1,000 gold. Who do you like in the late game, though? I know Medusa's very good. Is she the late game goddess? As we move forward, they get the pushback. That should be a silence as well from the Abba. This is a kill. Epileptic Kid down. Supreme gets the kill.
All right.
And we're right back into it. This game, it feels pretty much dead even at this point. I would say if we're dead even at 20 minutes, I'd kind of favor the Medusa lineup.
Yeah, I would favor NIP slightly in the late game. Both teams have some things going for them, though, like the scaling of Shaker going late game as support. Soulbind's a pretty sick spell in the late game as well. You get some double Dragon Tails off and things, so...
both teams have, like, pretty good supporting casts around their carry.
Yeah. But it's very much like, this Duce is going to be super powered with the Venge Aura as well as the Abaddon to just buffer up with shields, with auras. Vlad's is the first item that Saberlight's getting. Got to imagine you may get some kind of like Solar Crest next. So this Duce is going to be very difficult to deal with.
This is a 21-minute Manta Treads Butterfly once this Tier 1 tower goes down. Super scary, and you do have the smoke gank coming. All right, they need to make something happen. Prodigy, they're feeling a little bit of pressure. They are going to try to gank top.
Got to get at the back lines.
Yep, they're all 5. And he actually pops out the dust. It hits one. Can they lock down the Weaver, though? Spirit Sight is there. Uh-oh, Era, he's in a little bit of trouble, but he hits a nice 2-1 save. He gets it immediately in the back lines, and now Charlie's just right-clicking. FN sends out an ulti, but everyone just pops their wand. They get out. There's going to be a swap. They look for Epileptic Kid, but no silence quite yet on the DP, who just gets it back up. And, well, quick 1-for-0 trade, and you get that Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, Era once again just in the perfect position. He kind of knows that there's a potential chance they're going to try to go on the back line, so he's the one who tanks the smoke gank, and Shaker just couldn't get off any spells. He ran into a Clockwork. FN tried to FN blinked into the cogs, the battery assault. If you tank some of that battery assault, maybe Shaker gets off that fissure, because you don't want to solo echo Clockwork. That's the only spell you can use in battery assault.
No, thank you. And Charlie, that's a free Aegis for them. This is starting to get scary.
Yeah, this Deuce is looking unstoppable.
Yep, this is their first gold lead, by the way, 22 minutes in. And everyone else, it's not just Medusa. Supreme, actually, we talked about, he had an awful laning phase, and now he's 4th on net worth. He is caught up very well. Almost a BKB after that Yules now.
Yeah, his silence in these fights is highly impactful. Like, all 3 cores just get kind of ruined by it, it feels like. I mean, particularly the Weaver and the Quap.
Yeah.
Until they have BKBs on this Radiant side, this game is very tricky.
And that's what they're going for next. At least the Weaver going for the BKB, and Queen of Pain actually going for the Shivas first. I assume BKB after. I think BKB's a must in this game.
Yeah, it's gotta. I'm not sold on this Shivas pickup. I think the armor is great against DP and Dusa. It's very physical damage based, but I think like casual plate mail and a BKB maybe could have done the job there. The BKB just feels really crucial this game, but
and they're setting. It looked like they were setting up top, but it's just Save sitting in the jungle. Maybe he's like, I'm going to try to cut some creep waves. But surprisingly, Dyer actually pinged up there. Oh my goodness, he finds him with the courier. Did he? He just flew around him. Charlie with the nice play, but it doesn't quite. It actually looked like it went over, but he went just over. He's still scouting a little. Wow. And I like it. He knew something was up because he has items on. He's like, I need my teleport scrolls, but they're still pinging.
Oh, they found him.
Oh, they found him with the rocket.
Yeah.
Now he blinks to the left and he'll get out. All right, man. NIP, they're serious today.
Yeah, their head is in the game.
Yeah, they're going to push that top tower now. I like what VP's doing here, just pushing the other 2 lanes. It doesn't feel, you cannot fight into this Aegis Medusa right now.
No. Not at all. Just play some split push games. FN's Queen of Pain, very good here to do that with. There's not actually great catch for the two mobile cores, the Quap and the Weaver, so that makes their game a whole lot better. But the problem is they've just been trying to force these fights too much and giving away a lot of their lead.
There's going to be the hook shot, and they're going to TP in right afterwards. The Weaver, he's silenced up, no BKB or Manta, instantly brought down. That's your carry. He's out. They give him another tip. DM will try to TP away. He does, but Grimstroke, guess what? This is technically a dieback if you go down here. Just running to the base. I believe this is a space-created type of play here. We'll see how deep in. He's going all the way in. Goodbye, my painting friend, as he just gets brought down, and Charlie doesn't care. TP'd middle to go for that. Now he's just running straight down to the towers.
There's not a lot of catch for the mobile heroes, but the catch they have, the hook shot into DP silence, is pretty damn strong. Yeah.
Every time, Epileptic Kid just dies. If he gets stunned once, he is dead. You just have to get that initial stun.
Yep.
And Era, as you said, it feels like, even though Charlie's carrying this game, Era has done all the work, it feels like, locking these heroes down.
Absolutely. It's a 1,300 HP Weaver, even less with the Agi treads. 1,100 HP. Like, I'm like, oh, Quap 2k health, you can kind of survive the hook into silence, but definitely not Weaver.
And here's one way to defend your base, the old school style, just block them out. But unfortunately, here versus the Death Prophet, the Ghosts and Charlie are just right-clicking it, but it does slow you down. Saberlight's E, pretty good. Once that gets proc, they attack very fast.
Oh, man, he's taking so slow, actually. That Shiva's Aura is helping a little bit.
Oh, the missed hook shot from Eris. So you got to be a little bit careful now, but they're still going for this Rax. The 25-minute runes did spawn, so we'll see when people want to back up and go for those. Doesn't look like yet. They want the melee Rax. Charlie is strong enough.
Yeah, DM not hitting Medusa with the Breathe Fire. I don't know about that. Does have Manta, so she can always get rid of it. But
on him now, and I love it. You can't do anything. She's just sitting here.
It's the Medusa
They
high
got the
ground.
deny, though. They got the deny. No gold for you, Charlie, as FN takes his own Rax.
It never really feels like a, psychological victory denying your own Rax. It's
Gotcha! Got your 50 gold you made.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we lost the Rax.
Yeah. If anything, I'm in NP, I'm just like having a laugh about it. It's like, they denied it, guys.
They got us. Yeah. And there's the BKB now on the Death Prophet. Where's the Weaver at with his? He has it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, all right. So this has to be the big fight.
Find Supreme.
It will. Oh, the silence goes out. He does have the BKB. Doesn't want to use it. There's going to be a swap back, then the stun. Seneko might have just saved his teammate, and the rest of them, they're not even getting out. They want to stick around and fight this 4v5. And shielded off is that Shadow Strike from Saberlight.
Yeah, they still have Aegis for another 25 seconds. They've got to be careful because I think if VPP know this, they're going to try time their initiation around.
Oh my goodness, Ein almost just dies to the right clicks. He does die to the right clicks, sorry. So does Safe. They just get split shot down. Supreme has a BKB. He just pops his ultimate. He's running, and the silence is there on the Quap, but shouldn't be able to. Yeah, he just blinks away. Very tanky. Epileptic Kid did get silenced, had to BKB as well, and
they might go back in here. Weaver's going to find a DD as well.
Ooh, this could be big. It's just scary without your BKB right now. If you go in and get silenced, you are probably going to die.
With Aegis expiring, VPP not going to go initiate. They already lost their Rax, and I think the play here is to just try settle this game down, slow it down, contest next Roshan. If NIP get their hands on another Aegis, it's probably just game over. And they're probably going to be just seeing Medusa pick up a Scotty soon and be like, okay, she's untouchable. Even if you can get on top of her with this Diffusal Weave or whatever, it doesn't matter. It kind of tickles.
And well, what items do we need next? The Queen of Pain is getting that BKB, is getting close. The Weaver going for the MKB. You have to. The Medusa even took the talent you don't often see, the 15 evasion talent over the damage talent.
Yeah, like that.
Cool. Yeah, especially early game against Weaver. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, that's a good pick. Usually, these carry players are greedy as hell, I'll be honest. And when I saw him do it, I'm like, Charlie, he's growing up. All right. Not just going for the big damage. Spider legs found on the dire side. Pretty good for the Death Prop, but Death Prop wants to stick with that Essence Ring. Even better.
Who's taking Spider legs?
That's like clockwork, right? I feel.
Yeah, he's got a Nether Shoal. That's a lot of magic resistance against a lineup which is
it's the Abba.
Mostly
looks like
magic,
it's flying out in his curry. He has a solar crest and the spider legs. He just wants to be able to get to Charlie quicker. I'm coming. Yeah. Here's the shield. Here's the solar.
Yep.
How do you defend your base, Gods? Can you? There has to be a way with the Earthshaker somehow.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it unless NIP group up for like an Echo Slime. You got to get the backlines. The save of the Venge is the big problem, really.
Yeah.
And at this point, Medusa can survive for so long, you can't really blow her up.
Okay, Shiva's to clear out the creep. There's a DK. He does blink forward. They throw out the wave of terror. Charlie is really not taking too much, and he does. Saberlight's on him, but they do get the dunk. It's going to be Seneko possibly going down. He has the Ghost Scepter, but no, the Sakuchi will be enough to bring him down, but they instantly kill Save, and Charlie wasn't even tagging the hero. He's just hitting it. That's a big ulti from FN. Saberlight will just heal up. We have DM popping that BKB, trying to right-click, but the Medusa, really no cares in the world, has the Eye of Scotty, just slows down DM as well, lowering the healing he gets with that new Eye of Scotty. That's just going to be an easy kill. Saberlight will go down here, though.
Nice pick up. They have to address these saving supports, or more core in the case of the ABBA.
And right now, the Venge is actually running back, TP to the outpost. They go for it. Supreme pops the Essence Ring. BKB, they have the silence. Queen of Pain, you were tanky enough last time, not this time, as the tips fly out. And guess what? Seneco's here again after that buyback. So you got another save. You can't even just commit again, it feels like.
Yep. I think
a good buyback.
It's just looking like a second lane.
I just died to split shot.
Where was he?
He was like right behind the range racks. He just died to like 5 shots. That's a feels bad, but
yikes.
There's really not much else to say. It's just Charlie right-clicking down Raxes.
I mean, Weaver had to commit BKB just to kill the support Venge. Like, they blink echoed a vengeful spirit.
And barely got her. That was the worst part.
Yeah.
Barely got her after the Ghost Scepter. Love the pickup.
Yeah, when you're using your Echo Slam and your BKB on Weaver to kill a 5 position who just buys back, that's not a pretty sight.
I was late. So the Venge, by the way, has a telescope, which means you're providing 250 attack range between two. And we had a Grove Ball on Medusa, no longer. But that means that Medusa had like 400 extra range. Doesn't anymore without the Grove Bow, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, especially when you're split-shotting people even further away. Like,
uh-oh, hookshot goes in, and it's onto the Earthshaker. He's just dead. Era, my man, is playing out of his mind right now. It's Medusa. They do get soul-binded up, but he's like, yo, just run with me, Abba. We can take these guys. Double silence will fly. Not the biggest deal, as Medusa doesn't mind split-shotting. Epileptic hit, forced to use ulti. There's the BKB, but he has a Sakuchi. Will he make it away? Barely. Gonna have to try and heal. The tier 3 tower is gonna get right-clicked down now.
This reminds me of like Luna pushing, where if you come near the tower to defend, you're just getting split-shotted or hit by glaives.
Yep. Oh, BKB by Supreme. He wants to chase forward for that Grimstroke solo wall. In the rest of it, DM, he's just getting chunked down. FN has the ulti, wants to come in, it throws it onto 3, but it just doesn't do enough as FN gets right-clicked down. We don't see the G's being dropped yet, but it feels like this game, it's curtains.
Yep, they're putting down the jug sprays and everything. It's
the disco ball even. Let's party. Save. He goes in for the dunk. Can they get him? No. Supreme gets his Yules off. He has 1 Spirit Siphon. That's it. Will they survive? Yep. Save's already dead. And there's the GG called. Go for 1 more Shaker ulti. I don't blame you, but what an interesting game, because NIP definitely felt down, super down in the laning phase, but Charlie was always doing pretty okay, and then